Hi everyone, it's Kevin, my Partridge channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. In today's video will be previewing our opening round clash against the Giants. Now, if you are returning Kev's Vampires, welcome, like, comment, share. If you're new to the channel, watch this for the first time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Now, we have a few things that are happening here. Now, considering that the fact is that there are some players that are being suspended. That is for sure that is happening. So this is going to be a different sort of GWS lineup. So Jesse Hogan is injured. You got Tom Green that's injured his calf. And then, obviously, Jake Stringer is also injured his hamstring as well, I'm pretty sure. And then you got the suspensions of a few Giants players over that off-field incident. So, for me, this match means probably everything to the football club. Knowing the fact is that the Giants will be without a certain amount of players in the best 23. This is where I think we can produce a good performance here. Now, it's meant to rain on the Sundays. So, from the incident that's happened in Queensland where they've postponed the game because due to cyclones and that sort of thing, it's meant to be a bit rain at NG Stadium. So, we knew that would be a thing. Look, it is weird because I don't like opening round. I hate it. I hate the idea of it, but I can understand why we've got it. But you know that Collingwood fans are going to rock up regardless to any game. So the one thing that I looked at, especially in the preseason games, is how you can move the ball against Giants. If you're quick and you get that running game going off half-back and you use it by hands and you take the kick through the corridor, that sort of thing, you've got a far better chance at making sure that you can draw the players and you can go over the top, and that's where you can get those marks inside 50. Now, there is no Jesse Hogan, there is no Riccardi, so they're relying on Cadman and probably somebody else to kick some goals. Also, too, that Callum Brown isn't playing, so that makes it huge. So, for us, I think we need to attack the Giants at full force. There are a few question marks on Canelio and also, I believe, Josh Galley on what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not, but there are some question marks over them whether or not they'll get up for the game or not. But having said that too, I am very confident in the fact is that our win against the Tigers, it was a perfect game plan. It was 4 quarters of good footy. We put the foot on the accelerator and we really launched our attack as well. So the only reason how we can get the job done is that if we play our brand of football and we really look forward to attacking that as much as we possibly can. So, because it will be a different full-line structure, you know, we're not as used to it. But this is an opportunity for us to really dominate the Giants and really get the job done in that aspect as well. So, if we can do that, I think that would be something that we'll see. But most importantly, it's the way that the Giants' weaknesses were is that if you can get them over the top and you play well for 4 quarters, you'll get the job done and you'll win convincingly as well. Now, the fact is that now that you have the injuries to the players, people are going to be saying that you beat the Giants because they're injury prone, and the fact is they got some suspension as well out of it. That's not really our problem, or if anything, that is just you win no matter what the situation is. The situation is now that the Giants have copped their suspensions. Perriman will play against his old team. And the fact is that the Giants have lost a few players during the off-season, during the trade period as well. So that would make it interesting indeed. But the fact is that now is the time for us to really launch our attacks and really launch it forward as much as we possibly can. So that's why I think that this game is so important for us, because if we can get our game going, we can certainly get the job done as well. Now, for my top 5 this week, and I will do it the last time these sides my tips and predictions as well, and I'll get to that in a minute. My number 5 one is pretty much is the defense. Now, our defense is everybody defending, right? We must put the Giants under a lot of pressure and get our pressure rating up to force them to make mistakes. They are an attacking team. If we can force them into turnovers, if we can have our pressure rating up against the Giants and really look forward to attack them at every opportunity, that is going to be our way that we must defend as a team. And the fact is that we must be hungry. We must come out from the start and hit them pretty hard. Now, there is no Cox and there is no DeGoey. Now, I apologise for that. I did say that DeGoey will play, I thought all 24 rounds. He'll miss 1 or 2 weeks. So he'll probably be back for the Bulldogs game, if that. So I put my hand up and admit that I got that one wrong. But having said that too, the fact is, if we can keep our pressure rating up and we can hit the Giants at full force, that's going to make it difficult for them to try and get on the scoreboard as much as we possibly can. So I do think that that is the way that we're going to go about it. I think if we can pressure them like we did against Richmond and really put the Giants under the back foot, especially that inexperienced team, they will have an inexperienced forward line. They'll have an inexperienced midfield because there won't be much out of it. And certainly their defence is a little bit undermanned. So if we can put them younger players under a lot of pressure and force the turnovers, we can score from that as well. Now, the only thing is, if it rains, and we are expecting rain, it's going to be, it's going to be a search forward. It's going to be pressure footy, mainly contested, and also, I believe the wet weather suits us more than it suits Giants. They don't play wet weather footy. They like either cold weather or they'll play in the heat. So that is purely the difference as well. Number 4, I'm going to say our midfield. Now, I think our midfield is going to be in ripping nick. I think that we're going to try and take on the Giants midfield and beat them in their clearances, beat them around the stoppage as well, and just beat them in contested possessions and uncontested possessions as well. Once we get that running game going, I think that we'll be alright and get the job done that way as well. Number 3, it's our forward line. Now, our forward line must stand up against Giants' defence. Yes, they'll be undermanned. I would assume that maybe McStay would take Sam Taylor, and I think you have Mychek and also Membry running around on their second and third defenders wherever they want. They have lost Nick Haynes, in which this is the reason why as well, because they've lost a bit more experience in that department as well. So I do think that our forward line must keep that pressure in our forward line, but also the fact is that we need to score. Do the team thing. If there's a play free inside 50 or by himself, you give him the footy no matter what. You keep the goals when you need to keep the goals. You can't afford to miss your opportunities in front of goal. You must take your opportunities. That's what it boils down to. in that aspect as well. So that's one way to really look at it. Also, number two, I think this one is going to be our game plan and tactics. So our game plan must be, if it's wet weather footy, have contested ball and just win it on the ground and have that surging forward mentality. But also if it's a dry day too and it rains later on, then you can start putting the pressure on the opposition and therefore you can get it around with hands. So Nick Dacos can give it to Perriman and Perriman can kick a goal or look for that pass inside 50. The fact is that other players as well, this is going to be very interesting on what we do. And the fact is that this is the way that we must really win this game of footy as well. Well, I do think that I'm confident that we'll win. I do think that that's going to be the way that we go about it too. Number one, I think it's our lineup, right? Now, I heard read a tweet from Jen that Reef is training with the Blacks. So I think he will play opening round. I think Houston can't play and DeGoey can't play. And I don't think Mitchell will play either. So, within that, do we go for someone like Ed Allen or do we go for someone like an Ed Long, who is a contested player in the midfield, and therefore you can get the handball out to Nick Dacos? Because Nick Dacos is very good in the contested situation as well, but also the fact is now I would only make out of our team that you have everybody foreign. I don't think you need to play Markov this week. Sure, when the teams do come out, I'll do the team talks video as well. But having said that too, now it's a time for us to make sure that we have that selection integrity in place, and the fact is that we can win as well. Last time that these two sides met was 9th of March, which is ironically 2024. We lost by 32 points at Angie Stadium, and the fact is that this game is also on the Sunday as well, so it is going to be a massive plus. The fact is that this is also a year on to that game as well. Now, our record against the Giants have been pretty good. We only lost 2 games out of the last 5. So that to me, okay, our record is still good enough. Obviously the last loss we had was 32 points against the Giants, but which is nothing for us really, because this is a much different Giants lineup than what it is as well. And the fact is that we did get Perriman into the club as well. Now, with the opening round, I also want to go by our team or anything like that. But I do think that because they postponed the 2 games, I do want to have a look at the last time that we beat them up at their home ground as well, because I think that is so crucial for us. And when you look at it, it's been tough. We have struggled to beat them at their home ground. We've been thumped as well. We've lost them on top of that. But if we really want to go back further to where the last time that we have actually won, that was round 16, 2016. And the fact was that particular game, it looked like it was over, right? We knew exactly what was going to happen. And the fact was that we were down, I think, by 30 points, wherever it was. And the fact was that it took us pretty much a while to really get our game going as well. So we had played really well, but also the fact is that now is a chance to really make sure that we get the game off to a good start as well. They did dominate in that department. The Giants, I got no doubt about that. The fact is that they were able to perform at a level where they were able to play well. And they were 4 goals up at that point, and then all of a sudden, we did get on to a run as well. And I think 24 points was the biggest lead, and to win by 32 points in the end, I think that was good performance, and I certainly do think that we can pull it off. Tips and predictions, I'd say we'll win by, I did say 17 points or 15 points. I'll say 17 points, but I wouldn't be surprised if we won by a lot more. The reason why I say that is because the fact is that this is a different Giants lineup. They've got suspensions, they've lost Nick Haynes, they've lost Perriman, they also lost Cumming as well, Isaac Cumming, and then I think Callum Brown's out injured, Jesse Hogan's out injured, so is Jakey Stringer, Riccardi's suspended as well, so it does make it, the fact is that this is a different Giants lineup, and the fact is, if we can dominate them in the middle and start winning the clearances and the hit-out battles, I think that this is going to be a really interesting contest as well. And the fact is, I think when McStade goes in the second ruck position as a backup, I think you probably see either Mychek or Tim Embry on Sam Taylor as well, and maybe Jack Buckley might get the other two. So I do think that this is an experienced Giants team. Look, I'm not underestimating them. I'm confident that we'll win. But if we were to win, and we did decimate them, the fact is that they only had Cameron to score and not many options, especially in that midfield and up in that forward line as well. They are going to struggle, and eventually it's going to come out on top. I'm going to say, because obviously I'll wait until the team come out as well, and that will be announced. I think Nick Dacos will have 30 true disposals, 6 marks and a goal. I think Perriman will have 20 disposals, 4 marks, and I think he'll kick a goal as well. And I also expect Josh Dacos to have 25 disposals plus 6 marks as well. And maybe a goal on top of that as well. Hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to drop a like. Also drop a sub. Till next time, calm the mighty price. I cannot wait for our clash against the Giants. Also, I'll be streaming as well, so keep an eye on Kevin's Magpies as well. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Until next time, calm the mighty price, and I'll see you back in another video.